yɛnkɔ yɛ wura kanofura ata ne nsɛm ɔde to dwa no ne mmɔbɔ so bi na afei yɛntumi ɛnhyɛ nkɔmmɔtwetwe no ase ɛnkyɛnɛ yɛwura kanofura ata ne nsɛm ɔkae ne tɔfa bɔ no na wayi bi ɛde agu ha na ɔse on the first slide ɔde ɛba adwa so ɔse on 11th March 2020 the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 as a pandemic. This moment has marked a defining globally. Here in Ghana, we recorded our first 2 cases on 12 March 2020. His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo immediately put together a task force which spearheaded the development of a bold, comprehensive and decisive strategy to ensure that we are not overwhelmed by the pandemic. Yura Kenofrata, Ocean International, so say Aya Afi 2020, a year March Bosomeno, and a Wiasi Kubata, and if I have Pomde and some so a year March Bosomeno and Tosudubako, and the two just say, Yadia COVID-19, Yadia Ababiasia Fanina, and I also so Yadini Bedu Ghana has a year 12 March. 12 March, and Ghana, year recorded be and 11th March. A year World Health declare no COVID-19 is a pandemic. No, the next day, and Ghana has recorded 2 cases of COVID-19 in Ghana. And watching on Mampeni, the Shishegu, come to the Bay Adiano, MFI put to prove. Now, what they are not to share, I will say the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the economy of Ghana was assessed and measured designed to address its immediate impacts. However, the impact of the pandemic was even more severe than anticipated, both globally and domestically. It has upended and exposed the weakness in critical structures and systems in education, health, economic life, and communities. The pandemic triggered a sharp and heavy disruption in global supply chain as lockdowns and restrictions led to reduction in demand and production level. Now, Ochese Yadiano said the na yehwe anim se be sia ne chese efa eputupuru kra ma fe kra de boro ya dwene ne enti ase so ekofo haw ne amane bebre de be esi kasem ewiase afa na nyina yenwomasua yapomudim sem ene esi kasem ene se bio yedwedi edi nyina no kofa nsusu asobo ne ede ebai. Or say this has required us to undertake major fiscal measures beyond what we programmed prior to the pandemic to finance the additional expenditure, such as support to household engagement, in additional health personnel deployment of security personnel at our borders to ensure the COVID-19 protocols, as well as the procurement of personal protective equipment. Government has had to adopt major fiscal measures to accommodate the increased expenditure and the shortfalls in revenue. Though our response was bold, decisive, and compassionate, it has also been costly. Now, see a coba the san, about so to anamo, and the shahudu guaquemu, a be any say of Jumafua, now Muya Juma Pumdia say, Dodora, Edomco, Bambo Fua, Edomokoya, Boda, Hodos on Quese, on Babo by Naya, didn't me from and Hodoso, into me, Emma, Cadia Mube, here they do Mujuma Bomb Benina, a Bano, Edinina, Eguaquemu, a womb, see as Sudie, a Beria, and a Sika, Kohuma Sika, and I see Sika, Kaya Boyano, a Cosro, a Sans, and 9 years as I do a Barbatuye. During the presentation of the 2020 mid-year fiscal policy, I indicated that the supplementary request included a program funding of 19.3 billion from various funding sources to support the budget both directly and indirectly. On the expenditure side, an amount of 11.16 billion Ghana cedis was programmed for COVID-19 related expenses. The difference of 8.14 billion was programmed to provide for shortfall in revenue. Also 2020, Abanako Mexico the Banesca where Nimube say Ghana scope pay a year dun 19.3 billion and now Abahenes 19.3 billion no Sika Abaya so they kwa COVID-19 and then kwana 11.16 billion and now share any muntia budget no Sika shortfall but be a shortfall by is about 8.14 billion Ghana cedis in revenue. In 2021, the budget program a total amount of 4.6 million for COVID-19 related expenses. It's worth noting that the Ministry of Finance mobilized the needed financial resources whilst the various COVID-19 intervention and related expenses were implemented by the relevant sector ministries and agencies. Also, for 2021, Sika Amanyosem call 4.6 million Ghana cedis COVID-related expenses. Cheseniama hudo mube here at the Aboma COVID-19 connecting cost or biasia hodwa or minadins our so obiasa Canadian to mitigate the impact of the pandemic on businesses and households, ensure that economic activities recover and minimize job losses. Government mobilized 18.19 billion Ghana cedis out of the program, 19.3 billion in 2020 from various funding sources. Was it said ye na nkrofo hwiro madwuma na nkrofo adwuma enwunti no abai epesika na esum 18.1 billion Ghana cedis out of a year 19.3 billion na omo ede eko budget no se ode beboa ama se de be enwuma ko betima adwuma mo na so. Government program funding of 1,203,750,085 Ghana cedis and 70 pesos from the contingency fund to finance coronavirus alleviation program. This program focuses on achieving 5 key objectives. Or say abai eye ska sum 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. Enyama num na ban this na so de eye. They didn't kind limit and stop the importation of the virus. Say ebesi ano kwan na ya de ni from manone emayememu. 2. Contain the spread. The tosumienu ya de na bedu emamu akra he say entretre enko nipa dodo emu. 3. Provide adequate care for the sick. Omo amanya ya de ni bisuso abai ehwe so betimi aboma pomudia esombo. 3. Limit the impact of the virus on social and economic life. Now we say so and so bonia sa yade we di abano enye kese ewo yedada asetremu. 5. Inspire the expansion of our domestic capability and deepen our self-reliance. Abaye so we say o tretre yankwa ba mu se de be eni abetimi ada ho so ne yakoatia say ade no. Enti say ska banko yiye eye sa 1.2 billion Ghana cedis aye coronavirus alleviation program eye cap no the abansi or the eye yeni. Or say the Ministry of Health also led the preparation and implementation of the emergency preparedness and response plan, which was financed with funds from the World Bank. An amount of $230 million was secured from various facilities under the World Bank to support the implementation of COVID-19 emergency preparedness and response plan. Was say abayin GCK free World Bank or $230 million ni nyina say boa ma ban dwumadi a wodi ye de shock COVID-19 ya de na no sika abayin age ye no. An additional financing of $200 million was also secured in 2021, largely from the acquisition and deployment of COVID-19 vaccines to support other sources of financing of the vaccination program under this plan. After 2021, was say aban kwaje bosia anasa aban kwaje sika sum 200 million ye de bi koto nru de beboae said de be ya de bitimi aso ano e wo man Ghana mu. In addition to all the above sources of fund, other funds were sourced to support the budget. This includes 1 billion from the International Monetary Fund, 10 billion from the Bank of Ghana, COVID-19 expenditure statement to Parliament, $69.3 million from African Development Bank, and 99.7 million from the European Union. Also, they are not to chance so abai enya $1 billion edi free International Monetary Fund IMF, Ghana, Bank of Ghana, also my 10 billion Ghana cedis. African Development Bank, so my $69.3 million, and after European Union, and so my $99.7 million. Also, through our well-designed plan and the internal and external fund we mobilized, government provided support to the frontline health workers, protected livelihood and jobs losses, demonstrated care to the vulnerable in society, and supported small businesses. Mr. Speaker, it must be noted that the status of our utilization of the fund to finance the COVID-19 measures exclude funds of the National COVID-19 Trust Fund and the Ghana Private Sector COVID COVID-19 fund. Oche say sika nyina abaje no abai keka no sase de bibua se de be ya dada setina abrabo bekoso na nkrofo enwuma enwuo na omo a mu ni bie wo yemam so watimi abo omo ankrankra enwumakuo nketwa so abai esupport omo na emom sankutabu ya wo ka nyina no eye COVID-19 trust fund de sai sika na kotom ne bi enka ho ana fe Ghana private sector omo so foto omo to yese omo de bi tumi de aboa COVID-19 no eno hu nkutabu de enka we ho. For the year 2020 and 2021, the program expenditure amounted to 15.763.48 million Ghana cedis for the COVID-19 related expenditures, out of which the actual utilization was 12.036.41 billion Ghana cedis in 2020, a total amount of 11.162 million. This includes the cap was programmed for COVID-19 related expenditure. Out of this amount, a total of 8.122 million Ghana cedis was utilized. The amount was utilized to provide support to household, supply equipment, and provide relief to health workers, health infrastructure, security operations, evacuations, quarantine, and coordination, economic relief, stabilization, and revitalization, and COVID-19 complementary releases. As sika ba so eya fi 2020 kosi 2021 sika na sum 15.7 million ana ba ni so de bo COVID ho ka na ni nyina mu no sika na mu 11.162 million ana ba ni use ye including eya COVID-19 alleviation eya programmer eno me de ba yetwa ni ti aka ne cap no na ni nyina mu no sika aba ni yi a odi ye adwuma na 8.12 million US dollars ebi ana ye de to mfidie ebi ne de ba akade ma adwuma form ye adwuma aye ayasabia ebi ne de ye ayasabia eye infrastructure bambofo omo a ewose ekoyi omu firi amahodo so de omo ba evacuation quarantine omo quarantine omo afi economic relief ye de bo ase amanfo dada sitrem ntimi nkoye ni nyina seska no efiri wese mo. A total amount of 4,601,000 was programmed in 2021 budget for COVID-19 related expenses. At the end of December 2021, total utilization was 3.914.40 million, representing 85% utilization. Was 2021. Aban sika o ESM kwade bo COVID ho ka no na 4.6 million. So afini kwa na wie no sika aban use na 3.9 ohama bopan de otwe enum na chese aban no di adwuma. Na obewie poye 0.14 no aha no ankomo no bi was say I wish to dispel the notion that there has been inconsistencies in government data on COVID-19. His Excellency the President intimated during that State of the Nation's address on 30th March 2022 that we had mobilized about 17.7 billion Ghana cedis since 2020 to fight the pandemic. We have subsequently reconciled the data, and I can report that as of end May 2022, we have mobilized 18.19 billion Ghana cedis to mitigate the effect of the pandemic. Again, when His Excellency the Vice President indicated on 7th April 2022 at the National TESCON Conference that Ghana had spent 8.1 billion Ghana cedis on COVID-19, it was within the context of expenditures for 2020, as I have already indicated. Was since same year Ghana focus say we Canada, Omampini Canada, Vice President Canada, was same Omampini Kokan State of the Nation at the 30th March. Okay, say yadane ba ya boka 17.7 billion Ghana cedis. Na ahano na bibiwo kofo Omampini asimo kai Omampini was straightforward. Said we have spent, was it according to the data from the data from Ministry of Finance, we have spent 17.7 billion Ghana cedis. This is what the President told Parliament on 30th March 2022. But here, the Finance Minister is also saying, the President says, we had mobilized about 17.7 billion. The difference between the meaning of mobilization is no same as spent. mobilization as sika ya agye 17 billion, but the Omampeni was emphatic, straightforward. So we have spent, Omampeni do can say, Kaya Bo, 17.7 billion. After so see Dr. Muhammad Bomiasimo Koka, April, a brat test confusion, the Okasa, I say, a bank car, wabo, convenient to 8.1 billion. Now, Oka, a car, ban a boy, after 2020 pay. Just 2021 and so anchor home. At Yera can ufrata and an instant debate to Jan and Mubo soon in any. That is what me actually at the champagne pursuit. So the question we ask ourselves say, is this what we ask for? The Ghana for your share any parliament, your share any speaker of parliament, your share any and for 2 consecutive times, finance minister. SKP and also EVD parliament one co. And Tiepa Kuntabu ni any. This according to finance minister. Now the parliament is saying, speaker of parliament is to say, Omonko watia bejoku, aya bejoku omohwe apomden samso. Ene abejoku hesika samso. So omonko tenase no mundo nsuko enduedue monko esampa sikano nkuntabu no de buy in ACC eniana. But the question I ask myself say, is this the proper account Ghana for yebetimi hu the COVID-19? Sikadodo a ebaye baby this can call ye ene nkrofo ansama hodo okọ anim a baby we say Ghana we spend we fed Ghana for anom dodo some 2.74 million and if feed you model lockdown sansemi nyina e wo ho. The question is akwame the befa so hu say sika kwakosi ase, are you satisfied with the finance minister the response or the about the account or be render of parliament no? Is it enough? Is it detailed? Are you comfortable with the kind of explanation or they ever ne? And the question you be saying, also bit my journey conversation a bread di equoswa and then penny for her, then for more bread because and then common between the dorsal. Do